What if I told you there are ways for you to make money forever? What if I told you there are ways for you to make money safely, consistently, following a step-by-step sequence that doesn't require complex methods? Think about it for a second. What would that look like for you? Stay tuned, because by the end of this episode, you're going to have 9 diverse ways for you to make money forever.
Legacy is not what you do, it's what you do for the next generation. Welcome to the Money Power Legacy Show with Dwayne, the finance strategist.
Number 1, invest in a REIT. A REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. REITs are bought and sold like a stock, making it a liquid asset, which means your asset can turn into cash fast. REITs are required to distribute 90% of its tax-exempt profits in the form of dividends to its investors. Also, REITs are required to earn at least 75% of their income from rental properties or investments in real estate, making it very attractive for the investor who is looking for an income. When looking at a REIT, a good rule of thumb is to look for a safe yield rate of around about 4 to 9%. Reason being is that REITs that anticipate yields of 12, 13 and 14% return might be trading at a low value. Another thing to check for when analysing a REIT is the FFO, which stands for Funds from Operations. This is displayed as a percentage, and if that percentage is close to 100%, then that could be a sign that the dividend could be reduced in the future. A better metric to evaluate the cash flow of a REIT is the AFFO, which stands for Adjusted Funds from Operations, which takes out all the outgoings it needs to keep the portfolio running. So you as an investor can have more of an understanding of the REIT's ability to pay dividends. Another way to analyse how secure the dividend of a REIT is if the REIT has triple net leases with a bondable lease with the tenant. Reason being is that triple net leases means that the tenant is responsible for the taxes, the insurance and the maintenance of the property, and in return the tenant will receive a cheaper base rate of rent. These lease agreements are long term, anywhere between 10 to 25 years, yet again securing your income as a long term investor. Now, bondable net leases, which are usually within triple net leases, cannot be terminated before its expiration date, meaning if the tenant underevaluates its maintenance costs for the property, for example, they cannot terminate the lease agreement early. This secures the rental income, making this a reliable source of income for the investor. REITs give the investor the opportunity of property ownership. It can protect you against inflation. Also, it's the best performing asset class over the past 20 years. There is one negative, I would say, towards REITs, and that's REIT dividends are taxed at a higher rate. However, they are more of a long-term investment strategy. There are sectors within REITs to invest in. For example, you have healthcare REITs, which manage and own hospitals, senior living properties, medical office buildings. Got industrial REITs that own warehouses, such as Amazon fulfillment centers. For example, Tritax Big Box are the landlords that have Amazon on a 20-year lease as tenants that only started last year. There are data center REITs. For example, the storage company Iron Mountain are in the data center and industrial REIT space. There are mortgage REITs. There are infrastructure REITs that own, manage and collect rent from tenants that occupy the real estate that have fiber cables, energy pipelines and telecommunications, to name a few. Or if you wanted exposure to all sectors, then you could look into a REIT ETF. We provide strategies and tips for you to increase your earning potential. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. There's a link in the description of this episode for you to subscribe. Number 2, resell website hosting. Many web hosting companies have resell web hosting programs whereby you can buy or rent a large amount of server storage space and bandwidth from a provider with a data center. What this is you becoming the shop front for people that require web hosting. It's your job to onboard new websites to your account and to market and promote your business. I would say though, when it comes to reselling website hosting, check out all the free courses online. Try and gather as much information online as possible so you've got a baseline knowledge of how IP addresses and domain name servers interact with each other. Remember, the website hosting company that you're buying from will have all the hardware. However, if a website that you're hosting goes down, you need to know that before your customer. Also, you need to have a plan in place. Number 3, the put credit spread strategy. This is a strategy that is commonly used by arguably the world's best investor, Warren Buffett. This is an income collecting strategy that can be used via the stock market by using stock option contracts. And this can be done with as little as £100 depending on your broker. This strategy copies how car insurance companies make money and how they define and manage their risk. The idea of the put credit spread, sometimes known as the vertical spread, sometimes known as the bull put credit spread, is to collect the premium payment for the put that you're selling. This strategy is just like your car insurance company that collects your yearly premium for the insurance that they're selling to you. Then you go and take a portion of that premium payment that you receive for the put and go and buy insurance for the put that you sold. In the world of stock options, this is known as buying a protective put. In the world of insurance, this is known as buying reinsurance. So essentially, you're buying insurance for the insurance that you sold. So if the stock was to drastically fall for whatever reason, your loss will be capped. For example, say a stock is trading at £337. Say you sell the 320 put and you buy the 315 put with 31 days to expiration. For example purposes now, say you received £5.20 as a premium payment for selling the 320 put, and say you bought the 315 put for £4.15. Your entry price for this trade would be £5.20 minus £4.15, which is £1.05. So the maximum that you could profit from this trade is £1.05 times 100, which is £105, because one options contract is equal to 100 shares. The maximum that you could lose from this trade is £525. This is worked out by the £5 difference in the spread minus the £1.05, which is your entry point into this trade, times 100. Another example, say a stock is trading at £50 per share. You could sell the 48 put and collect a 50p premium per share. What that means is if the stock price stays above £48 before expiration date, then the owner of that put option has the right to put up for sale that stock at that price to you, and you're obligated to buy that at that price. This is called selling an out of the money put because the strike price is less than the trading price of the stock. To define your risk in this type of trade, you would buy a 46 put and you would receive, say for instance, 20p per share. What that means is if the stock price was to fall to £46, then you would have the right but not the obligation to sell that stock at £46. Now, because you sold a put for 50p per share and you bought a put for 20p per share, that now creates a net credit spread of 30p. And because one options contract is equal to 100 shares, you have to times that by 100, meaning that now your credit spread becomes £30. When it comes to choosing an underlying asset to trade stock options with, ETFs are a good place to start, such as the SPY ETF, which tracks the S&P 500. ETFs trend in a predictable manner. Also, their trading volume is high. A good rule of thumb is to check that the underlying asset has at least 1 million trades a day. Also, because ETFs are so broad-based, it's very hard for market makers to manipulate the price. This strategy works best by setting an expiration date 30 to 45 days from the time of purchase, because the closer the expiration date of the option, the faster the value will drop. Would you like to control your financial earnings? Put your answers in the comments below. Number 4, earn passive income from crypto staking. What is that, you might ask? Think of crypto staking as what it really is, which is holding your money in a high yield savings account. What you're doing is holding your crypto coins in a wallet for a period of time and earning additional crypto coins for doing so. You might ask, why are you earning more crypto if all you're doing is holding your crypto coins in a system for a period of time? I tell you how. When you lock your crypto on a blockchain platform, you're contributing to securing their network and validating transactions. And inflation is built into the system, and a percentage of that is being passed on to you in the form of block rewards. And that's how you earn your passive income. For example, Bitcoin inflation is 12.5 Bitcoins every 10 minutes, because 12.5 Bitcoins is released every 10 minutes from the Bitcoin blockchain. A lot of blockchain platforms need you, just like the banks that hold your savings need you, because the banks will provide loans with your money. Also, they'll make investments with your money, then pay you a profit from that, which could be anywhere from 1 to 2%. So how much can I earn, you might ask? If you go to stakingrewards.com, they've got a calculator whereby you can calculate your 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year return on your money based on the price of the coin on the day. So what is the most straightforward way for you to get started, you might ask? You can stake your coins on platforms such as Coinbase, Binance and Kraken. There are many other platforms, however, for ease of use, those free are the most user-friendly. You can stake Ethereum on Coinbase and receive up to 6% APY. You can stake Cardano, which is considered a green crypto due to its proof of stake mechanism, on Binance. You can stake a crypto called Cake Swap on Binance and receive favorable returns. Number 5, the time arbitrage method. What that means is you using your time to put in place a structure for you to earn money from a product or service, then using the money earned from that product or service and hiring someone to work within that structure to provide that product or service, and you paying them for their time doing this. Now, the difference between what you pay that person and how much money is brought into the business or service is the arbitrage aspect of this system. An example of this would be, say you provide a cleaning service and you charge clients £20 per hour. What you would do is take that money and hire a cleaner for £8 per hour, and then you keep the £12 per hour. Let me give you another working example of this. Say you provide a man with a van service and you charge clients £50 per hour with a minimum of 3 hours booking. So you're getting £150 in per job. You could set up a structure whereby all the job details comes to you and you dispatch those job details to the man with a van and pay him a percentage of the £150 made. The time arbitrage method is a way for you to scale up, is a way for you to earn more money, and most importantly, is a way for you to work on your business, not in your business. Number 6, microgreen farming. Microgreens is a term used for young plants that has grown from a seed that are usually 7 to 14 days old. Microgreens are the seedlings of vegetables and herbs. Microgreens are harvested just after sprouting and just before becoming baby plants. The fastest, easiest and most marketable microgreens to start with would be organic radish seeds, and that's because they're very popular with the restaurants. Also, sunflower seeds are always in high demand, and if you can plant your sunflower seeds on a 10-inch by 20-inch germination flatbed, you can get approximately 1 to 1.5 pounds of produce from your crop. Pea shoots are also very good because you can target the health community, and they're often used in salads, wraps and smoothies. Microgreens on average can be sold for £15 per pound, so each flatbed is worth £15. They can be grown indoors. Also, the startup cost is very minimal. A tray will cost about £30 for a 5-pack. Grow lights or a lamp will cost about £15 to £30. Seeds will cost about £5 to £12. A grow mat or soil will cost about £2 to £5. Packaging will cost about £10, and you could get 100 boxes within that package. And then when you're all up and ready, you can sell your produce online, or you can go to farmer markets, or you can directly target high-end restaurants. Number 7, recession-proof skills and licenses to have. These licenses and skills will keep you having an income, and is a solid base for you to start your financial journey. Licenses such as a security SIA license. Why? Because most premises require a security presence. Another good license to have is a CSCS card, which will get you onto a construction site at an entry level. Also, a food and safety hygiene certificate, which will allow you to sell food to the public. Also, a driver's license, because that will open you up to mini cabin, chauffeuring, delivery work. A strong recession-proof skill to have is sales, because there's always entrepreneurs and companies that need someone to bring in the sales. Another recession-proof skill to have is copywriting. Startups and brands know the value that a skilled copywriter can bring for them. Also, in a bad economy, the skilled copywriter can go out and do public speaking at industry conferences. They can do corporate training. They can also go and do consulting. Another strong recession-proof skill for you to have is digital marketing. Most products, services and individuals have a digital counterpart that requires some sort of digital marketing. Now, if you can navigate your way around this space, there's always going to be long-term income for you. Also, if you can learn search engine optimization and learn how to grow social media accounts, and you can provide proof of your results, then there's always going to be opportunities for you. Number 8, guinea pig farming. Guinea pig farming is a low setup cost of about £300 all in. The best way to get guinea pigs is to adopt them from the RSPCA or animal rescue. That way you can ensure that they've been seen by a vet. All you need to do is fill out an application form and they will take care of the rest. The RSPCA charges a £20 adoption fee, and the Animal Care and Rescue charges £35 for a bonded pair of guinea pigs. Guinea pigs can produce as many as 5 litres in a year. The average litre size is between 2 to 4 piglets. So say one of your guinea pigs has 5 litres in a year and produces 20 piglets, and you sell those off in pairs for £40. That's £200 in 1 year from one piglet. Now, if you have 4 piglets that produces the same amount in a year, that's £800. That's a 166.67% return on your investment in the first year. That's not bad considering the average rate of return for the S&P 500 is between 8 and 10%. When it comes to the upkeep of guinea pigs, it doesn't really take much of your time. Approximately, it will take about 15 minutes per day to attend to them. However, for those of you that have got children, you can always give them that responsibility. Also, guinea pigs mostly feed on vegetables. When it comes to rehoming guinea pigs, you can always contact your local pet shops, medical colleges, hospitals, agricultural schools. So there are many options available for you if you do want to move on to another business. Number 9, resell internet connections and telephone leased lines. How, you might ask? Well, there are companies such as Optinet.com which will provide and grant you access to their ultra-fast broadband connection, and you can resell this service onto businesses. And the reason why I said telephone lines is because By the year 2025 in the UK, the company Openreach will turn off its traditional lines, ISDN, and switch over to a voice over internet protocol, VoIP. This is important because this can turn an internet connection into a way of making free phone calls. Now you as a reseller can target new businesses and businesses that haven't yet switched over to the voice over internet protocol. Now that you have 9 diverse ways for you to make money forever, educate yourself with my free money translator flashcards designed for you to empower yourself. Click the link in the description below. Until the next time.